what it do, gon' tell me how you feel. Chillin' with the big dog, giving you the real deal. No lies or gimmicks, keep it authentic. It's time to turn up, yeah, it's time to get it. Hey.
What's up, guys? This is Big Dog once again with another podcast, kicking you the real deal. First and foremost, let's thank the Lord that we are alive to live another day because, like I always say, tomorrow's never promised. Today's podcast is think. Something we always do. We think too much. We think too much about what's going to happen. We think too much about what's going on. We think too much about others. We think too much about our surroundings. We basically think too fucking much. If we're going to think about something, we need to think about ourselves. We need to think about where we're going, what we want to do, where we want to be. And we need to stop worrying about others in our, I like to call, circumference, in our area, in our aura, in our zone. Unfortunately, you build up a sense of feeling. You build up love. You see people change. You see people grow. You see people fall. You see people fail. You see a lot of things. It's what makes you think. It's what truly makes you think if you're doing the right thing or you're not doing the right thing. Never change who you are. You start second guessing yourself. You start thinking if you're doing the right thing. Listen, if you're going to do something, you're going to do it regardless. If they're going to leave you regardless. As long as you know you did everything in your power to help someone, to guide someone, to put them in the right direction, at the end of the day, that is all that truly matters. Now, when they do, it is something you want. What do you mean when they do, it is something you want? Well, when they do go ahead and leave your side, or they leave or they go off to venture to become someone great, we need to be proud. We need to be proud of the decisions that they are making, whether they're good ones or they're bad ones. Because a lot of us, we go ahead and give advice because we've been through it. We go ahead and give constructive criticism because we've had it happen to us. And no matter what we repeat, it's a cycle, and it's an evolving cycle. It's a cycle of evolution. It's a cycle of everything. Because you're always at war. That's why I said revolution. You're always at war with yourself, or you're always at war with the ones you love. Evolution is that they basically are going to have to learn on their own. They're going to do what they want, when they want, how they want. And they're going to have to fall. And when they do, they're going to have to pick themselves up. People aren't going to pick them up. You're going to have to pick yourself up. Because unfortunately, when a lot of people come together in a group and try to help someone, because you get a group of multiple people from different age groups, from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, up to 60s, have the same exact vision and see exactly what is going on, because we've gone through those struggles, through those ups and downs, through those roller coasters, and the person doesn't seem to comprehend or want to go in the route that we're trying to guide you in, then let them be. They have to learn on their own. Now, we'll always be friends. All of us. We'll always help. We'll always listen. We'll always guide. We'll always give you constructive criticism. We'll always give you motivation. We'll always strive for you to be the best. We'll always want for you to be the best. But don't think for a moment that after everything has happened, after you have failed, after you've hit the wall, that a person, that's anyone, can come back and start all over again. That doesn't happen. Once again, I'll repeat it. We'll always guide you. We'll always be there for you. We'll always be your friends. But we will not repeat the same cycle that we did when we tried to tell the person what they should or shouldn't do. A lot of young generation, which this young generation, they don't like for you to tell them what they should and shouldn't do. They're going to do it anyway. So as adults, we need to keep moving forward and just keep going and just push it to the side and keep going. You know, when they come back, you say, look, you don't even have to tell them, I told you so. You basically just say, those are the things that were going to happen. Those are the things that were going to occur. And those are the things that you needed to be faced with. And unfortunately, now the road for you is going to be a little bumpier than it was. You had a smooth road going. You decided to veer off to the left or to the right. You didn't stay in the straight line. So now your road is going to be very, very difficult and bumpy, simply because when a person tries, or when multiple people try to guide that person and they don't follow the rules or the directions, it's a little hard to help them again. Always give them advice and things like that, yes, but to start or restart all over again, no. The reason why I'm saying this is because anyone knows that the credibility of a person, once they've left, if they left for better, awesome. If they left because of a person or because they were trying to please someone, unfortunately, you should never please anyone but yourself. That's first and foremost. You should never please the one that maybe helped you for years versus the one that helped you for 2 or 3 months. You shouldn't please either one of those two. You got one that helped you for years and you got one that helped you for a very small amount of time. It should be because you want to. You want to go ahead and experience something. Even though people can tell you that the experience that you're going on, we've already gone to and we've done, it's going to be a very bad one. It may not be true. It may be something that the person likes. It may be something that the person falls in love with and wants to do for the rest of their lives. Even if you think that it's not good for them, even if you think that it's a loser job, even if you think that it's not suitable because you should be better, or he or she should be better, that because you see greatness in them and you see that they should be somewhere, how many people do that? How many people have failed us? How many people have failed each other, failed themselves? How many people do we see every day? We'll say athletes. How many athletes you see every day in the streets should be in the pros, but because of their mistakes that they've made, they're not there. Or because something that they truly love or their passion that they fell in love with, they chose to veer off and go in a different direction. They didn't want to make it there because it was your dream, it wasn't theirs. You have to always remember that. Just because you have a dream for someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's their dream. You see, I'm putting all these pieces of the puzzle together because I always have to try to understand the next person or understand why the person is doing what they're doing, even though sometimes I may not understand what route they're going in, but I kind of do, because after I sit back, I analyze and I think and I communicate with others and I get their opinions and I get their thoughts, and then it puts it all together in perspective, and then I go ahead and say, you know what, it isn't my dream, it's that person's dream. I cannot be living for someone else's dream when I'm already living out mine. Just because I came from nothing and I've grown to become someone or something to others, I needed to be that something or someone to myself first. In order to love others, you always must remember you need to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can you love another? It's that simple. We all know that rule. So unfortunately, no matter how hard the person hits the wall, hits the fan, or shit hits the fan, let them keep making the mistakes. It sucks. It really does suck that when you have them and you're breeding them and they're young at a specific age, and then they go ahead in life and you start seeing years pass and they keep passing and they're still nowhere, and you say, what did I do? You didn't do anything wrong. They did it to themselves. Remember, guys, you can only go so far and help a person so much if they don't want to be helped. It's the same way you can say, you can take the horse to drink water, but if he doesn't want to drink it, he's not going to. So when I talk about this topic about thinking, we do think a lot. Unfortunately, I do think a lot. That's probably just me, but I think most of us do. We just don't express it or we don't say it. I wear my feelings on my shoulders. Because you can see when I'm disappointed. You can see when I'm not clear in the head, when I'm upset, things like that. Now, a lot of others around don't see that. They see a serious face. Unfortunately, they see the serious face because simply you don't know me, simply you don't understand me, or you don't want to take the time to know me. But once you do, you know that big dog is a little cuckoo in the head, meaning he's very loving, caring, active, helping. You know, a guy the other day said to my employee, this guy helps everybody. Why doesn't he charge? My answer was, why should I? I do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. Unfortunately, maybe you need the money more than I need it. Unfortunately, we all need, since we live in this world, money, but I see things in a different life, in a different perspective. I pick and choose who I want to help. I pick and choose, or actually, I know it's the same that I tell either all my athletes, all my friends, or all my people, or whatever. I always say this: I will never fail you. You will fail me. That is a promise. I have not met one person who hasn't. And it is okay. And unfortunately, God never fails me. My wife never fails me. And that's as far as I can go. And when I mean fail, I don't mean do something wrong to me or none of those things. Fail in the perspective of not really taking the opportunity to listen to what I'm trying to give you, what information I'm truly passing, what knowledge I'm passing on to you. After you've accomplished the goal that you wanted or something that you wanted from me, and you've reached that goal, you automatically leave. You automatically disappear, stop talking, whatever the case may be. But I always say, you didn't leave, God made you leave. That's why I said God never fails me. Neither does my wife. And she never has. And those two people right there are the two people that always tell me that person's going to fail you. You know that, right? You know you're going to be disappointed. You know you're going to start thinking. You know it's going to hurt. Because you're human, Eddie. You're not a robot. So just be ready for the pain. Be ready for the outcome. And then you're going to move on. Because God never puts people in your life if it wasn't for a reason. After you've accomplished that goal or they've accomplished that goal, He gets rid of them. And just think about it. He gets rid of them for your benefit. Once they've accomplished, they're gone. Don't ever question Him why they left. Just keep moving forward. Your time was served. Your purpose was served. That is what truly matters. And once you understand that, do not hold a grudge. Do not be upset. And don't think so much. Just keep going. I never close my door. I never shut my door. If I shut my door to you, it's a purpose. There's a reason why. One, God doesn't want you around me. And two, neither does my wife. That's why I say those two people don't fail me. They always kick me the real deal and they always tell me the truth. So if you're not allowed to walk into this facility, it's for a reason. There's a purpose. But unfortunately, maybe a handful of people are not allowed to be in my world. And the rest of the world, the other billion people are allowed to be in my world. That's how I see it. And it's okay. I cannot make everyone happy, and I don't want everyone to make me happy. I serve my purpose. I use my knowledge. I help others because I choose to, whether I get hurt or I don't. That's what happens, and that's what leads me to always thinking if I did something wrong, if I'm at fault. And that's when I close my door for a moment, because I have to regroup and analyze and say to myself, I cannot be a hypocrite. I cannot be like everyone else. I have to be the big dog that I am. Because when you spell dog, once again, you know, it spells God. I need to be that man that continues to help people, whether it's just one person and the million fail me. I did one good deed. I helped one person. That's all that really truly matters, at least in my life. So I'll leave you with this, because I can keep going and going and going, because it's a very good topic. And it does pain me. It does hurt me. I do have feelings. As you see that 2022, I'm a different person. As you see, I'm opening up more. As you see, I'm having more laughs. So, you know, one of my major goals was to live, laugh, love more. And that was basically, if I could eat 13 or 12, 14, 15, 16, 20 grapes, whatever case may be, all 12 grapes is for the same thing. It's just to be happy, happiness. And I'm going to continue to be that way. So like I said yesterday when I was talking, there was 20 days that have passed. That left me with 345 days left. Today, one more day passes, 21. That leaves me with 344 days as I'm speaking to you guys today, to keep being happy, to keep loving life, to keep pleasing you guys, making you guys happy with my motivation. And I appreciate all of you who listen to me. I appreciate all of you who subscribe to me. Thank you for everything. I hope I can be the best version of myself so that I can be the best person for you. This is Big Dog kicking you the real deal. As I always leave you, as I get up, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to point them out and I'm going to say, bada boom, bada bang, chicka chung, chicka chang. And I'm out.